I've got an amazing feat to accomplish today, which I believe no one on any region or server has done before. 15-4 lethal auto with no carriers. That means no support interception, no unicorn, no Perseus, no Aquila, no carriers. And I'll have clearing mode off for the true chapter 15 experience. First, I'll briefly explain the fleets, and then I'll move on to the sortie and hopefully get it done first try without resetting any battles. I already tested the fleet against the enemy large super carrier fleets, but I haven't done a full sortie yet. Having 0 carriers and 0 support fleet means a huge loss in anti-air, because carriers constantly send out planes that shoot enemy planes. Furthermore, 0 carriers means the airspace control will be air incapability, and the difference between air incapability and air supremacy is I take 10% more damage instead of 10% less damage from enemy airplanes. I go from 10% accuracy to minus 8% accuracy, and I have 8% worse evasion. No carriers also means I don't meet the reconnaissance threshold, so when my fleets are moving on the map, they'll encounter airstrikes and ambushes. Here's the mob fleet. Another big problem is that all the good healers are carriers. For battleships, there's Alpha Healer in Raffaello. There's North Carolina, but she doesn't heal the main fleet. And there's Arizona with her RNG and also doesn't heal main fleet. And several other battleships that barely do any healing. I choose Raffaello for obvious reasons, and she'll be busy healing the Vanguard. So there's like no healing for Musashi, so any planes that I leak will basically be permanent damage. For Vanguard gear, there's not much to say. Laffey 2 can main tank with like 0 and survivability oxes. And Musashi has to be off flag because of her skill. Since I'll have air incapability, she cannot be the flagship. And because she's not the flagship, I can't use Z52's flagship cover to pair with Musashi. But there is Prinz with 8% damage reduction for Musashi, and she also has a bit of healing, like 2% healing every 10 seconds. And Prinz takes a SG radar for the decreased ambush chance. And this gear. So basically I optimized the fleet timing for enemy large aircraft carrier nodes completely. So I need Musashi to delete a whole wave of the carrier pair, which is Hyo and Junyo. And for that, the 460 has good timing. And Prinz deletes the first wave, the first pair, and then Musashi deletes the second pair. So like anti-medium gun and anti-everything gun. And Musashi needs all the AA she can get because she has to tank all the planes. And the only way to make this loadout even more AA biased is to use confetti gun, but I need her to actually do damage. So, and Raffaello is using this shitty gun because it's fast. And with this gun, she will fire her second salvo very shortly after Musashi fires her first salvo. So before Musashi finishes all the enemies and ends the battle, hopefully Raffaello can get a second heal off. And boss fleet, there's like not much to say, it's just standard gear. Soyuz has really bad AA, she's gonna die to planes, so I give her an anti-air radar. And Alsace also has pretty bad AA, but I have Z52's flagship cover for her. And New Jersey has no problems. And again, Shimanto has SG radar for ambush decrease. And submarine fleet, So 2 standard submarines. Leo is actually just here for saving oil because of her out-of-range skill. And Royal Fortune is here for round shot. It says submarine fleet ammo cap is 6, but I'm pretty sure it does increase it to 7. Well, let's find out now. Clearing mode off, and lethal is at maximum threat level. So I have enemy air support and no allied air support area and capability instead. And since I have no support fleet, I don't have the 2 commands. So one for doing damage and one for moving a fleet out of the way. So I would have to fight this super carrier here and then fight this DD node before the other super carrier. And there's the first ambush. So I need to summon subs really early, like now, to help them, help Prinz clear the first pair of carriers. So, barely survived, and Musashi hits water for her first volley. I think this should finish the battle now. Or not, because smoke. But this is really unlucky because those carriers survived and then a bunch of enemy reinforcements spawned again. So I'll take 1 reset. I think that's forgivable. This time it was good, and everything died after Musashi and Raffaello. So barely any damage taken, like 10% off of Musashi. And now the reconnaissance node, or an airstrike first. The reconnaissance node is more dangerous than the carrier node, usually. Because of all the leaking airplanes. So I actually can use submarines, except that I forgot to move submarines. So I'll just skip submarines this battle. So you see lots of leaked airplanes, and Musashi lost like 3 times as much HP as she did from the carrier node. So moral of the story is not that carrier nodes have worse airplanes than DD nodes, but that my fleet is just completely optimized to carrier node timings. So I need to remember to move the submarines for this carrier. I think submarines could be even earlier, like now. Because Prinz doesn't finish the first pair of carriers, but Musashi's first volley does. And before Musashi's first volley finishes them off, her second volley is already on the way, so aimed at the exact position over there. Because when the second pair of carriers spawn in, they're gonna be smoked, and if Musashi aimed at them, then she would have bad aim. But instead she's aimed at the water, and they just happen to spawn where Musashi was aiming exactly. And for the boss, I take up ambush first. For the boss, I'm using boss mob boss order, so here. And I think circular and double Otafine. And the Vanguard just yeeted forward to eat a whole torpedo wave. Also, Royal Fortune is almost dead already. Like, that's just how bad brigades are at survival. Now I want to hit this group at the bottom. But the question is if I want to hit the ammo first. Because every move I make has a chance of ambush or airstrike. And it's only 10% more damage, so I think I'll skip the ammo. And that was close. There was a big group of enemy airplanes just about to hit Musashi. So it seems that medium reconnaissance fleets are actually quite safe. Unlike the large reconnaissance fleets, they're just a bit too long and cause a bunch of airplanes to hit Musashi. And submarines have 4 ammo left, so 2 for bosses and 2 for mobs. So I will use 1 for this mob here. Lots of plane leaks. This boss could be annoying because Raffaello is the only one with an HE gun, and I guess SAP is okay, but Musashi will be like doing nothing with her 460. And then usually this second boss battle is a free healing, but since I only have Raffaello for healing, I'm not gonna actually heal, I'm gonna lose HP. And now there's just one more mob and the final boss. And final boss is gonna be kind of problematic as well. But we just need some good RNG. I'll actually take this carrier node and double line because the vanguard is low and the main fleet can still tank quite some planes. So Vanguard really low, and Eldridge hasn't locked Operation Rainbow yet this battle. And that timing was off. Now, final boss, I will have to not defeat the boss in order to keep my map at lethal, maximum lethal. So if I'm sure that I'll win, then I'll just quit the battle before. And so double versus circular. I think we go double to be safe. And I want to get rid of Hatsuzuki and Wakatsuki as soon as possible, so summon subs right before. Even though they're smoked. $20 bars left, and Soyuz out. So that's a win, because Soyuz Barrage got her down to 5 bars of HP, and then her first volley is on the way with no smoke on the boss. So like that volley is definitely gonna kill the boss. And that's it. 15-4, completely auto lethal with no carriers, no carrier support fleet, all battleships. Very insane gaming. And I hope you enjoyed this.